Hello friends, welcome to this lecture on various methods of traffic forecasting. So I hope it is clear to all of you that what do we understand by traffic forecasting. In the previous lecture, we have already studied about the importance of traffic forecasting. So before we go to the depth of traffic forecasting, let me tell you very clearly that there is no one particular formula for traffic forecasting. Now suppose when you design the geometric design, you have one specific formula for super elevation design. You have, when you go for pavement design, you have certain specific formulas for CBR design method or triaxial design method. You have certain formulas to find out the different kinds of stresses in rigid pavement. But when we say traffic forecasting, we do not have some one particular formula that this formula will give the traffic after 10 years, or this particular formula will give the number of passengers using city buses after 10 years. See, the formulas comes out for forecasting by various research method. You can have your own formula, or you can use the formulas given by various researchers at different point of time, seeing your particular condition. For example, what are the variables that you are having? What kind of parameters you can use for forecasting the traffic, for forecasting the number of vehicles, suppose. So are you using the income of the particular people? Are you using the amount of like growth in urbanization in that particular area? So what are the variables you are using to predict the traffic after some n number of years? Will depend the formula that you will be using. You may develop your own formula, or you may use the formula developed by other researchers. So various researchers or various bodies, research bodies like Indian Road Congress, have come up with different formulas at different point of time. So we will see a few, two or three formulas today, so that you get a brief idea how this traffic forecasting can be done. So friends, I will be sharing my slides with you. Okay, so traffic forecasting is we are going to study as a important parameter of transportation demand management. If you forecast the traffic, then you can decide about the demand of the transportation needs, whether you have to construct some extra transportation facilities. So that can be decided if you can forecast well the traffic. Okay, so there is one very easy method of forecasting, that is the forecast based on the past trends and extrapolation. Now, based on the trend that how the traffic has grown from 2000 to 2020, if you start predicting that how the traffic will grow from 2020 to 2040, that is basically the method of deciding based on the past data. So this kind of analysis has certain disadvantages also. The advantage is this is a very easier method, but the disadvantage is whatever changes has occurred in a particular place from 2000 to 2020 need not necessary that the rate of change, the changes will take place at the same rate from 2020 to 2040. It might be happening in such a way that whatever happened from 2010 2000 to 2020, you might see that approximately same amount of development will occur only from 2020 to 2025. This is how fast the development is occurring, okay, in many places. So it is not necessary that when you forecast based on past trends it will be accurate. But one more thing, in some places which are already developed, which has already come to saturation, in those places if you do the forecast based on past trends, because there is no chances of rate of development at a very fast rate in those places, those are already very developed places. In those places, if you do the forecasting on the basis of past trends, that may be a very perfect kind of forecasting. Okay, so to give a brief illustration about this forecast based on past trends, I will show you an example of an expression which predicts the bus passenger kilometer traveled. Okay, how much amount of bus passenger kilometer has been traveled in n number of years, that you can predict using this formula. This is a formula based on some kind of research. So see, here it is given that BUPK for n after n number of years. can be given by 29.31 multiplied by 1.1 raised to the power of n, where what is n? N is the whatever year you wish to predict the bus passenger kilometer being traveled, that year minus 1951. Suppose you want to predict what will be the bus passenger kilometer for 2021, you will do 2021 minus 1951, that is 70 will be your n. And likewise you will have an idea about the bus users. Okay, the bus users, that is the city buses or any kind of bus users, plays a very important role in predicting the traffic. Okay, so this formula has been developed by what method? By analyzing the past trends. Okay, if you put the so for example from 1951 you have the data till suppose 2011. So when you have all the data and you put the value of n in this expression, for example for 2001 the value of n will be equal to 50. So when you put 29.31 into 1.1 raised to the power 50, you must get approximately the same data which you have already, the practical data you are already having. That is why after 2011 also you are using this particular formula to predict the bus passenger kilometer being traveled. Okay, so let us now move forward to one of the methods which is being recommended by Indian Road Congress, which is given, which is used to predict the traffic on rural highways. So this formula is using the logarithmic parameters. So it is observed that when you apply the logarithmic equations, the results that we obtain are comparatively more accurate, and that is the reason why the Indian Road Congress is using the logarithmic equations. So here we observe that the log of transportation demand is given by as the summation of a constant coefficient plus the product of coefficient A1 and the product of log of GNP. So what is GNP? GNP is the gross national product. So see, in this equation given by Indian National Congress, IRC 108 is the code book. As we have IS 456 for RCC design, we have IRC 108 for traffic predictions for rural highways. So this traffic prediction is taking into account the gross national product to calculate the value of the transportation demand. Okay, the values of A0 and A1 will vary depending on case to case. First you need to find out the value of A0 and A1 for your particular case, and then you can use this particular equation. Okay, next, this another example I would like to show you, which is given by a famous civil engineer, L.R. Kadiali. L.R. Kadiali has written a great number of books on transportation engineer. So he has published this article in the Journal of Indian Road Congress. The name of the article is Road Transport Demand Forecast for 2000 AD. So here he has calculated the total freight movement by road in billion ton kilometer. So how much amount of goods are being moved? That prediction he has used again using the logarithmic equations and the gross national product. Okay, so likewise in this, through this equation we can predict the freight movement. Okay, as I have already told you that you can develop your own equations also. These are the equations which are not that this is the only equation to calculate the freight or to predict the traffic. These equations are examples of equations for traffic forecasting. So another example is to study the car ownership study is the can also be done using the logarithmic equations. Here we see that a large number of variables are being used. The first variable is the gross national product per capita. Then the next variable is the purchase tax associated with cars. How much amount of tax you are paying while buying the car. Then ownership tax, that is the license fee. Import duty for cars. If you are using a foreign car, then you pay the import duty. Fuel price per liter of fuel and population density. All these are various factors which affects the car ownership. Now, what is the cost of a car? Okay, the cost of a car is again dependent upon the tax imposed on the car or the import duty on the car. What is the cost of petrol or diesel? All these things obviously affects the person when that person decides to purchase a car. So as an engineer, we can use this kind of equations to predict the car ownership in a future date, taking into account various variables. Okay, so this was a very brief lecture on traffic forecasting methods. Okay, so I really hope that you have gotten a brief idea about the various methods of traffic forecasting. So if you wish, you may also develop your own forecasting methods. So I suggest all of you to go through various research articles on traffic forecasting so that you get an idea of various other methods derived by different scientists in different period of time. Okay, so with this we come to the end of the today's lecture. Thank you and have a very nice time.